Yaman Yinde. Welcome everyone to the launch of genU's first Reconciliation Action Plan, Reflect. My name is Glenn Duncan from the Gomeroi Nation, and I'm the National Indigenous Liaison Officer for Matchwork. In the spirit of reconciliation, I acknowledge our traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and extend that welcome and respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people today. Thank you to Wadawurrung traditional owner, Aunty Karina Eccles, for allowing us to start the webinar with a snippet of a footage from the smoking ceremony at Karaya Deadly Yakka launch. For thousands of years, our people have employed smoking ceremonies to cleanse sites and people of bad spirits to promote the well-being of our people, as well as guests on country for a brighter future. I'd also like to thank the RAP working group for all of their hard work, and especially Heather, who has worked tirelessly to ensure our RAP is developed and being launched today. I now warmly welcome genU CEO Claire Amies, who will share genU's commitment to reconciliation. Thank you.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the launch of genU's first Reconciliation Action Plan, Reflect. In the spirit of reconciliation, genU acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to their elders past and present and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. Thank you, Glenn, for your acknowledgement of country, and thank you, Karina Eccles, for the smoking ceremony. I would also like to acknowledge and thank former staff member Chris Delamont for the RAP artwork. Walking together brings strength. Chris is a proud Wurundjeri Ngari man, and he painted this artwork as a representation of genU's ongoing journey towards reconciliation. So today, we are proud to join more than 1,000 dedicated corporate, government and not-for-profit organisations that have formally committed to reconciliation since 2006. A Reconciliation Action Plan provides a framework for change, and our plan begins with a deep commitment to building the cultural competency of all people connected to our organisation. It's also an important part for our company-wide vision to build inclusive communities and support people to lead happier and healthier lives. Our belief is that together we will achieve more by building stronger relationships with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and bringing organisational awareness and respect for their cultures, histories and achievements. Reflect RAP will begin with scoping and building relationships with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and communities. It will also determine our vision for reconciliation and prepare us to innovate, stretch and evaluate future initiatives. 4 focus areas are aligned to conciliation. Relationships built on mutual understanding and trust that are free from racism. Respect for the rich histories and cultures of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Facilitating equitable opportunities in all areas of life for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, and tracking progress so we can measure the impact of our staff and the community and develop from our learnings. Soon, we will share our actions and intentions in each of these key areas. But first, we have a number of people that we'll have a great pleasure to hear from today. First, we will welcome proud senior Darug man, Uncle Exodus Dad, who will perform a traditional song and welcome. Then Julie Graham, the Executive General Manager of Ability and Chair of our RAP Working Group, who will talk about where our RAP began and our first key actions to prepare our organisation for reconciliation. Glenn Duncan, who will share what reconciliation means to him, and then we will hear from Uncle Colin and his story. It is a privilege to have these great speakers to share their stories and what reconciliation means to them.
What am I bami? Darak nuragwa, dijare gora mujnaria. What am I bami? Nayare ba, dijare gora mujnaria. What am I bami? Gumbangala, Yanamanuni ora, Darak nuragwa. What am ah, Yanana Budri Gumara. What am ah, Yanana Budri Gumara. What am ah, Yanana Budri Gumara. What am everyone? My name is Lex Stan. I'm a local Darug man here in Sydney, but up here I'm up in the Blue Mountains at the moment. My mob is genU down in the Prospect area. First off, I'd like to pay respects to my elders, both past and present. I'd like to pay big respects to our young people that are coming up and emerging for our future elders. I'd like to pay respects to Pemawiyanga, Mother Earth, and big respects to Mother Earth because she gives us everything that we use on a daily basis. And also I'd like to pay respects to Miami and all you out there today. Now, when I do a welcome, I like to explain a welcome, why we have one, because a lot of people see them and they don't know why we have them. And just to remind everyone, I can only speak from my mob and from my country. And I pay respects to all the other mobs out there today. In Australia, we have well over 350 different countries and over 350 different languages. Boundaries are respected. You didn't have the right just to come into someone else's country uninvited. For instance, over the top of the Blue Mountains into Lithgow is Wiradjuri country. If I wanted to go in there traditionally, I would sit on their borders, light up a fire and send up smoke and wait to be approached by a traditional custodian. They would come and ask me my business. What was I doing there? I could be there to meet for important business or to travel through country, etc. They would put me through a smoking ceremony to make sure I wasn't bringing any bad energies or bad spirits into country. And they would also tell me the rules of that country, where I was allowed to go and where I wasn't allowed to go. Because we have strict men's areas and strict women's areas. But today, since colonisation, I can't tell you where you can and can't go because things have changed. But I do ask everyone humbly and respectfully to be good to one another. Because it's only been 250 years in this country as a whole since we've had poor people, homelessness, orphans, prisons and nursing homes. Traditionally, for thousands and thousands of years, we had strict sharing laws and we had to look after each other. So I say to you on behalf of my mob and the Darug people in Sydney, Warami Miriga Darug Nyura. Welcome, friends, to Darug country and Yanana Budri Gumara. May we all walk with good spirit, with patience, humility and respect for one another. Didri Gora, and thank you.
In the spirit of reconciliation, genU acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respect to their elders past, present and emerging and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. Our RAP journey began when genU recognised the need to support our employment opportunities and career growth of current and future Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander employees. Their unique skills and knowledge add significant value in our workplace. We want our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander employees to be welcomed, respected, and given every opportunity to embrace excellence and innovation. We also want our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander clients, collaborators, and partners to feel the same way when they engage with our services. We believe our RAP will support knowledge building and respect for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories and cultures. Our RAP will also make an important contribution towards the future economic growth of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples in the wider community. Our Reflect RAP is a scoping plan to help us identify and build stronger Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander relationships in our communities. It is also a plan to help us identify how our organisation can influence change. Our approach focuses on 4 key areas. The first area is relationships. genU's values of welcoming, respect, courage, excellence and integrity underpin our aspiration to build strong and trusting relationships with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander staff, clients and partners. Together we will begin this action by building cultural awareness within genU and the communities we serve. We will also acknowledge and pay our respect on days and events of significance. The second area is respect. Respecting and promoting the rights of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples takes us all a step closer to reconciliation. Together we will strive to build organisational awareness and respect for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders peoples, histories and achievements. The third area is opportunities. Together we will work to inspire our people to find new ways to work with clients and like-minded organisations to create equal opportunities for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples through employment and through procurement from Indigenous suppliers. The fourth and final area is governance and tracking progress. We want these actions to be at the heart of our organisation and be measurable so we can be accountable to our intentions. The impact of this work will be measured and we will build accountability and transparency through reporting RAP achievements, challenges and learnings. So on behalf of the RAP working group, thank you for helping us launch the Reflect RAP. We look forward to playing our part in building a nation that respects Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, cultures, histories and achievements and helps them lead happier, healthier lives. I now welcome our National Indigenous Liaison Officer, Glenn Duncan, who will share what reconciliation means to him.
Yaman Yunde. Hello everyone. Glenn Duncan is my name, Matchworks National Indigenous Liaison Officer. I'd like to begin by acknowledging paying respects to traditional custodians from all our different countries and communities across Australia and the Torres Strait Islands where we work and live. We recognise our continuing connection to the land, water and community. I pay respects to our ancestors, elders past and present, and emerging Mias and Bires, which is boys and girls. I'm a Gomeroi Murray from the Gomeroi Nation in northwest New South Wales. I'm proud of my culture and proud to be part of genU's journey to become an active participant in reconciliation across our great country. Reconciliation for Matchworks Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander clients is about unity, equality, trust and respect with our fellow Australians. We all want to see our families and children do well and to flourish. For me, reconciliation is important because it's about understanding and relationships. All Australians understanding and valuing Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander and non-Indigenous cultures, rights and experiences, and building stronger relationships based on trust and respect. It's also about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples participating equally in a range of life opportunities. Unity is another important part of reconciliation. Our communities coming together to value and recognise our cultures and heritage as a proud part of a shared identity. And finally, it's all about historical acceptance. All Australians understanding and accepting past truths, the impact of the past, and supporting change for the future. Thank you for being part of today's launch.
I'd like to acknowledge that this afternoon we are meeting on the lands of my ancestors, the Wurundjeri people, and I'd like to take this opportunity to pay my respects to my elders, both past, present and emerging, elders from all nations, but I particularly want to pay my respects to those gathered this evening. Wominjeka, welcome. Wurundjeri Balik, Yemen Kundi Bik. The Wurundjeri people welcome everyone to land today. Wurundjeri no Budumbo Kundi Nengnak Gilbert Bik Bulik Bo Chilikan. The Wurundjeri people want you to look after and protect the land that dated long before. Wurundjeri country extends from the inner city of Melbourne. It goes across the mountains of the Great Dividing Range, west to the Werribee River, south to the Mordialloc Creek and east to Mount Baw Baw. And the Wurundjeri people are part of the Kulin Nation and of the Woiwurrung language group. Hello, my name is Colin Hunter Jr. or Wollert, meaning possum, a name given to me by my grandmother as a young boy. I'm a proud and passionate 7th generation Wurundjeri man and a direct descendant of Bibijan, who is Nalangeta, or head of the tribe at time at first settlement. And it's through my grandmother, Gumbriar, meaning white dove, or Auntie Tiny, or Nana Shaw's known to us mob, that I've got Aboriginal culture and heritage in my life today, so for that I say thanks, Nan. My grandmother was one of the last of the Aboriginal people born in the early 1920s, up at Corondeck Mission in Healesville, before she got pushed up to Barramon the River in New South Wales. In Aboriginal culture, a great deal of respect is given to the land, the plants and animals alike. And while I'm Wurundjeri country, you're most welcome to the traditional lands and the waterways of the Wurundjeri people. So Wominjeka, welcome. Thank you.
So thanks to everybody. It's really important to remember that this RAP is only the first step in genU's reconciliation journey. It will help us work together to ensure that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures and perspectives are incorporated in our day-to-day operations. I acknowledge that for some, this action plan may challenge them to think differently, to behave differently, and perhaps to go out and do things differently. Together, we will build awareness to facilitate understanding and mutual respect in the workplace. The RAP working group is the foundation of our RAP journey, and I acknowledge and thank them enormously for their dedication and commitment to bringing this action plan to life. With their ongoing guidance and leadership, our organisation will turn genuine intentions into measurable actions. It gives me great pleasure to present genU's Reconciliation Action Plan, and thank you all for being part of this very important day.